Hello, Johnny London here once again. Well, I've been moored in between an industrial estate and a building site, but surprisingly enough it's been fairly quiet here, and as you can see it's certainly green enough. In fact, I've been able to gather some wood because we're getting into that sort of part of the season now, and I've also gotten one or two more jobs done on the boat, so a video or two to come about my DIY capers. But now it's time to cruise, so I'm going to head on down the way and see what I see. So why don't you join me for a bit of a cruise. It's the usual business of making the boat ready. Let's see what's in my tyres today. A plastic bottle and a fish. Another dunk of the tyre and the fish is on his way. Ah, good, he's gone this time. Well, I'm not planning on going too far because there's a boatyard that I want to check out 2 or 3 miles from here. But, you know, as usual, we'll see what happens. It'll be a short cruise from just north of Fenny, Stratford, heading south on the Grand Union to Willowbridge Marina. It's a bit of a struggle clearing the bank. You often find boats moored under these big bridges. It keeps the boat dry if you're working on it, or if the roof leaks. Not very picturesque though. I must say the steering's so much better, and the propulsion, since I got all that towel and gubbins out the other day. It's just a short hop to the lock at Fenny, Stratford. I'm careful to avoid that nasty bit of metal as I pull up to the landing stage. But I'm not here long. Another boat has gone past and into the lock, so I join them. Well, I'm at a bit of a strange lock actually. This one's got a swing bridge over it, but luckily it was all set for me because there were just a couple of boats coming out, and I've teamed up with someone to go in, so it should be straightforward. Well, I'm just going to creep out of the lock and hopefully navigate my way onto the water, but there's a boat there, so I'll sort of have to shunt back, but I'm sure it'll all work out. Luckily, this guy has finished filling his water. And he's ready to go into the lock as soon as we've vacated it. Well, I got onto the water point surprisingly easily actually. I think the wind was in my favour, although there was a swan that didn't want to get out of the way. That nearly caused a bit of a problem. But I'm here now. It's sort of medium-ish sort of paced tap, so it's going to take a little while, but I've seen something else I need anyway, so let's crack on with that. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. 3, 4. Shut that door. Actually, while I think about it, I always make a point of buying quite strong, heavy-duty sort of bin liners, bin bags. The reason for that is because sometimes you have to sort of walk them half a mile or a mile, and you don't want it dropping out all over the place while you're going along, do you? But today, pretty convenient drop-off, although of course I did have a couple of weeks worth of stuff there. It's amazing how much rubbish we get through, really, isn't it? This young swan is still on the lookout for some food. Nothing doing, I'm afraid. Well, I had wanted to say something a bit more about this lock actually, because it's quite an interesting lock. It's a very shallow lock and it's got a swing bridge over it, so what you have to do is obviously get the swing bridge out of the way before you go in, and then work the lock, come out of the lock and go back and you know, close up the swing bridge. But there were loads of other boats around and everyone else was doing everything, so unfortunately we didn't really get to see it, but I'll just have a little look at it now. The bridge provides road access for the buildings on the right. It's the same type that I used to see a lot of on the Kennet and Avon. Water filled, I push the boat out. But I managed to while away the time while the water was filling by having a nice chat to somebody who watches the channel actually, so that was nice. New builds, but nice ones. And it's the edge of town. I keep seeing this lifeboat around. His aerial mast is taller than mine, but only because I lost a bit. Another swan escort. And more tall trees. He's not bothered, is he? Well, that was bridge 98A, so I think sort of after that I'm probably looking to moor up so I can go and check that boatyard out. But it's looking very overgrown here. I don't know if I'm going to get much sun. Have to see. Not too many boats about at this time of year. This looks a likely spot. Or maybe not. Well, I thought I'd found a nice space to moor, good clean bit of bank, and you know, cruised up to the bank, hopped off with the centre line, with the intention of pulling the boat in the last couple of feet, you know, as you do sometimes. And I'm on the bank pulling the line, and the boat's got stuck way off the bank, and I couldn't get back on. Because obviously I didn't take my gangplank with me, so I had no idea I'd need it. You know, you don't normally take it with you unless it's all sort of nettly or something, or you're on the Kennet and Avon. So I've been pulling the boat around and eventually managed to sort of back it up a bit with a rope where I could jump back onto it. And well, I don't think I'm going to moor here now. It's often best to reverse out when you get stuck. Yes, I'm having another go, with no success. I just thought I'd have a try a bit further up, and got stuck again. And why don't they just put a sign that says shallow, you know, because everybody who comes past here must try and do this. I can't see through the water. I've got no idea if it's a localised obstruction back there or if it's something that goes all the way along or what really. So I'm going to miss the boatyard now, that's the only thing, because as soon as I go through that bridge up ahead I'll be beyond it, and there's nowhere at all to wind afterwards, so that'll be that. I just about managed to get clear of the bank. What a stroke of luck. I find a space just before the boatyard. This'll do nicely.